Buckle up, everyone, because today we're diving headfirst into the Hermetic philosophy. It's a system of thought that's been echoing all the way from ancient Egypt. We're talking about a text that claims to hold the keys to the universe. Pretty intriguing, right? Definitely. We're cracking open the Kybalion, and it's a book, gotta say, shrouded in mystery. Published back in 1908 by the so enigmatic Three Initiates. Oh, I've heard of them. They were serious about their secrets, but luckily for us, they're ripe for uncovering. Absolutely. And to add another layer to this whole journey, we're bringing in some modern analysis thanks to the awesome Sharri Plaza. Oh, wow. Her research on kemetic culture is going to add a fascinating dimension. But, okay, let's unpack this Hermetic philosophy thing. The Kybalion traces its roots back to ancient Egypt, specifically to this central figure, Hermes Trismegistus. He's like the OG wise sage, the master of all those ancient mysteries. What's the deal with this Hermes character? Fill us in. So what's fascinating about Hermes Trismegistus is that he's not just an Egyptian figure. You find him popping up in Greek and Roman mythology too, always with this aura of wisdom and legend surrounding him. It's like his influence went way beyond any one culture, subtly shaping Western thought for centuries without us even realizing it. Okay, now that's seriously intriguing. And speaking of intrigue, the Kybalion seems a tad obsessed with secrecy, almost like it's the ancient Egyptian version of a secret society handbook. Yeah, a little bit. There are even all these warnings about the dangers of dogma. Why so much emphasis on secrecy in a book that's supposed to be teaching? Well, think about it. Back then, going against the grain, challenging the accepted beliefs that was dangerous. Right. Look at Galileo. He faced some serious persecution just for speaking his truth. Secrecy wasn't just about being exclusive. It was about protection, protecting the teachings and protecting the teachers themselves. Makes a lot of sense. They had to guard this knowledge super carefully, pass it down like whispers in the night. Right, exactly. But here's what's really interesting. The Kybalion's warning about dogma. It's incredibly relevant even today, especially now when we're bombarded with information 24/7. Yeah, it's like this timeless reminder to stay open-minded, to always be questioning what we think we know, and not get stuck in these rigid belief systems that can really prevent us from seeing new perspectives. It's like a giant stay curious sign, right? Exactly. Always be learning and evolving. So speaking of learning, let's get to the heart of the Kybalion. We're talking about its 7 core principles. It's like they're giving us the cheat codes to understanding the entire universe. And I start with this big one. The all is mind. So does that mean the world around us, it's just an illusion? Am I just imagining this recording studio right now? Don't close. Not exactly. It's not that the physical world isn't real. More like it originates from a mental plane. Okay, think of it this way. Before an architect built a skyscraper, it exists as an idea in their mind, right? Right. Similarly, the Kybalion's principle of mentalism suggests that the universe at its core is a mental creation. Yeah, it's all coming from this all, this vast interconnected web of consciousness. And your thoughts, your emotions, your experiences, they all stem from this one fundamental principle. It's pretty mind-blowing when you really think about it. That's a lot to take in. So, we're all mini creators shaping reality with our thoughts. That's a lot of responsibility. Yeah, it is. Which leads us perfectly to the next big principle, the principle of correspondence. As above, so below. The Kybalion presents this idea as the key to understanding all those hidden connections in the universe, and they give this amazing example. Studying the monad, he understands the archangel. Oh, I love that one. I love it. It's like saying by understanding just one single drop of water, you can understand the entire ocean. Exactly. That's the beauty of the principle of correspondence. It highlights this beautiful interconnectedness of everything. It suggests that those same patterns that govern the smallest atom also govern the largest galaxy. Wow. So we're encouraged to look for those echoes, those parallels between things that seem totally different. It's like the universe is whispering its secrets to us, but in the language of patterns. So if we crack the code of these patterns, we can actually unlock even deeper truths about everything, about the universe, about ourselves. Exactly. And not just understand that we can actually work with them. Yeah. The Kybalion goes on to lay out 5 more principles. There's vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, and gender. It's a lot. Right. They might sound kind of cryptic, I guess, at first, but they all actually build on each other, and they create this intricate tapestry of how the universe operates, its own set of laws. It's like they're giving us the tools to like navigate life, but on this whole new level.
Right.
But how do you actually apply these principles? Because it's one thing to like understand them intellectually, but how do you actually bridge that gap from theory to practice? That is the $1,000,000 question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's where this idea of mental transmutation comes in. Think of it like the practical application of these hermetic principles. And what's so fascinating is that the Kabbalion, which was written over a century ago, is already touching on ideas that we consider like cutting edge personal development today. You're talking about things like what? Positive thinking, manifestation, all that. It's like the Kabbalion was way ahead of its time. Absolutely. Mental transmutation, as it's described in the Kabbalion, it's all about understanding that your thoughts are a form of energy. They have a vibration. Right? By applying those principles we were talking about, like polarity, everything has its opposite, and vibration, everything's in motion. You can actually consciously shift your mental state. And we're not talking about just like wishful thinking. This is about actually aligning your thoughts, your emotions, everything with your desired outcome. Okay, so instead of being like swept away by negative thoughts, you can actually use these principles to transform them, to choose a different vibration, so to speak. Precisely. It's like mental alchemy. You're taking the lead in your inner world so that you can then shape your outer experience. And what's remarkable is that the Kabbalion actually provides really practical techniques for mental transmutation. Anyone can use them. Anyone can put in the effort. This is kind of blowing my mind, to be honest. We're talking about tapping into a power that can actually shape reality. It's like the Kabbalion is saying, look, you're not just a passive observer in the universe, you're an active participant.
Yes.
Exactly. And that is perhaps the most empowering takeaway from the whole Hermetic philosophy. It's a call to responsibility, recognizing that we're not just victims of circumstance, we are creators of our own experience. So for someone listening right now, what does all of this mean for them? How can they start applying these Hermetic principles in their own life? It's like we're not just passengers, we're in the driver's seat. But there's so much of the Kabbalion. Where do we even start? We've got 7 principles, mental transmutation, this whole as above, so below thing. It's a lot. It can feel overwhelming, that's for sure. Remember that line from the Kabbalion, studying the monad, he understands the archangel. That's a good starting point, actually. Don't try to tackle everything at once.
Right.
Pick one principle, maybe the principle of correspondence, and just start noticing it. See how it plays out in your everyday life. I love that. So instead of trying to get our heads around the whole universe, we can focus on finding those universal echoes, but like in our own little corner of the world. Exactly. And as you start to see those connections, those patterns in your own life, you'll naturally begin to understand the bigger picture, the Kabbalion itself. It's a journey, not a destination. This deep dive has been amazing. We've gone from ancient Egypt to the forefront of modern thought, all through this one mysterious book. It's given me a whole new way of looking at things, and hopefully some tools to help you shape those things too. If you take away just one thing from our deep dive into the Kabbalion, let it be this. You are not just along for the ride in this life. You are an active co-creator of your reality. So what will you choose to create? Now, that is a powerful thought to end on. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. And until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep unlocking the secrets of the universe, both within you and all around you.